From the Mind of Critic, December 31st, 2024. Well, this is it. The very last day of the year. As we say goodbye to 2024 and hello to 2025, our collective goal continues to be a peaceful, prosperous, and healthy new year, even if all we conjure different methods, paths, and strategies to get there. There are many good things to reflect on in the past 365 days. Positive and uplifting events designed to show how a better future is not only possible, but here now when we make it so. This doesn't take anything away from horribly violent atrocities and dehumanization that continue running roughshod over anything in their paths. We can't let bad things overshadow good things, but we also can't let good things convince us bad things don't exist. We shouldn't obsess or iron claw grip either side, because we have a lot of healing to do as a nation and as a people, like a whole lot. When we're lucky enough to experience moments of pure light, we need to recognize and cherish them. And because they're temporary by design, we're implored to absorb what we can, whenever and however we can. During bad times, we must use absorbed light to carry us through, and to stand up for solutions to problems we collectively face. Before we gather critical mass based on shared humanity to fix them, with solutions we always knew were there, but didn't previously have enough confidence and courage to carry them out. Whether or not that critical mass happens is besides the point. We don't need tons of people around to do the right thing or to be a good person. We simply need to do it. Good thing for us, there's countless ways to do just that. Watching a full river flow as we remember to flow just like it. Watching the sunrise over the mountains so we understand a brighter day is upon us, whenever we choose to see it as such. Listening to birds chirp so we can ground ourselves in the beauty of the universe. Spending time at our favorite spot so we know beyond a shadow of a doubt what truly matters. Being grateful for the car we drive because we know how hard life can be without one. Being grateful for the roof over our head because we know how hard life can be without one. Being grateful for the food we eat because we understand what it's like to go hungry and how stressful it can be to survive with food insecurity. Contribute to and take part in nonprofits and other organizations who run soup kitchens and food banks because we know if it wasn't for fortune, there goes you or I, and because it's the right thing to do. Be grateful for the blankets we cover up with and the heater and fireplace we curl up by because we know how horrible it is to never be able to get warm. To treat all homeless people with the dignity and respect they deserve. Look them in the eye, shake their hand, feel their pain and humanity, specifically because we'd want somebody to treat us the same if we were in their shoes. Have connection with others even when and especially when we disagree, because through seeing the true human underneath, we gain much needed understanding. Don't be afraid to conversate with those we disagree with, because we're born constant witness to how quickly fear mutates into ignorance, into hate, into violence. Don't be so divisive as to think the other team is always out to get us, because not only does the world not revolve around us, but believing it does kindles fear. Pick up a piece of trash off the ground because although somebody was so inconsiderate as to leave it there, taking action to improve and beautify is how we do our part and serve our purpose. Be grateful for the rain when it falls because we know how dry and thirsty the earth is. Wave at somebody randomly when they drive or walk by for the same reason we would while fishing, because when we identify ourselves as human, relating to and with other humans, we're less likely to hurt each other and more likely to help each other. Be here now, so beauty absorption and inhalation not only commence, but are continuous and sustainable. Eat healthier foods so we live as long as we're supposed to. Realize the difference between letting go and giving up so we can finally discard all the shit we've endlessly described and can finally accept and live with what we truly want and who we truly are. Listen to good music as often as possible because happiness ushers joy. Say hello to the checkout person at the grocery store and ask how their day is because we see them as the humans we wish others would see us as. Don't piss people off just to get in their head because it overtly shows how we care much more about mind games than concrete action. Always take time to speak to and spend time with elderly family members so the lessening amounts of cherished moments stick with us long after they're gone. Always pay tribute to those who came before us so we can live a purposeful enough life that those who come after us will pay full tribute to the breadth of who we were. Be kind to ourselves so we can quicken our turnaround time from oh no to oh well. Be kind to others so their faith in humanity is restored. Don't give up on our dreams because they'll eventually come true, but only if we don't give up on their existence. Leave a legacy in the purest form of our passion so when we're gone, somebody can look at it and know exactly who we were and what drove us. We must believe it isn't over till it's over, or we'll be finished before we truly start. If we get away with something, we must never take it for granted so we don't expect it and get made an example of. Think deep thoughts, because relying on surface-level desires will continuously keep answers just out of reach. Don't elect politicians who constantly drone about how government doesn't work right, only to take office and prove themselves and us right, because we'll be making true democracy impossible. Hug as much as possible. It allows our soul to absorb enough light to thrive. Don't be afraid to give somebody a compliment. It could be the one thing that makes their day. Stop saying Palestinians don't have a right to exist, because we'll be explaining to the letter why we don't have a right to exist. Stop persecuting, degrading, and dehumanizing trans people, because not only is it the obviously human thing to do, but we'll stop putting ourselves and others down for stepping the smallest amount outside societally accepted and carefully curated lines. Never simply do the bare minimum. It might help us get by, but will keep us from ever getting ahead. These are but a few of the countless ways we can be good people and help improve our community and our world. 2025 will be an interesting year. A wannabe fascist dictator and all his minions will not only introduce the most draconian administration the United States of America has ever seen, but will do whatever they can to do whatever they want. It is up to us to stop them. We must stand when we need to stand, speak out when we need to speak out, and gather when we need to gather to show that no matter the volume of nasty darkness they hurl at us, it'll never diminish our love for ourselves and each other. We have the power to create a better world now, just like we always have. And just like always, the closer we get to our goal, the more we'll be tested to see if we're ready to achieve. The powers that be have ruled for millennia and know they're losing their grip on power. They know the right side of history always wins in the end, but won't give up willingly or without the toughest of battles. That's why it's our job not to fight their violence with more violence and give them an excuse to crack down harder than anything their salivating mouths could utter or their sadistic minds could dream, but to not take the bait, to not lose who we are, to not lose the goodness that makes each and every one of us special. We must stop tyrants with mutual knowledge, love, respect, and empathy. It's their kryptonite. We don't have to travel to Krypton to get it. We can mine it from within our own souls. Our pickaxe is our critical thought.